Chamberlain would say from the Dark Crystal.
He would never be that smooth. That would be like the Barry White version of the Chamberlain. If it was Barry White version of the Chamberlain, he'd be, no. If it was the freaking Chamberlain, he would be all like,
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. Yeah. Chamberlain's me.
What?
And we're live.
And we are live on the air, live. Welcome to the live show. Welcome. You guys might be watching this on YouTube on the archive, but right now you're really with us live.
Yes.
You are the live audience, and you're here for the very first time. Don't know what we're going to say. Don't know what's going to happen next, except a lot of squee, a lot of fangirling and fanboying.
Yes, and a lot of tears as well.
Over Viggo Mortensen. We're going to do all the Oscar nominations. We have tears of bittersweet parting.
Yep.
But as Gandalf would say, I would not say that all tears are a sorrow.
No.
Not all tears are a burden or a sorrow. Mr. Justin walking by the camera.
There
Guys,
he is,
there
Justin's
he goes.
ghost.
Wait. Would you grab my backpack, please? I'm going to need my tablet out of that, Justin. Thank you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, trees, entings, young entings, hobbit lads and lasses, elves, dwarves, wizards, goblins,
and
orcs,
ents.
the entwives, and the ent husbands and the entwives. Welcome, all of you wonderful folks who follow the Lord of the Rings and the fantasy worlds of Arda. From J.R.R. Tolkien, mastermind, professor, philologist, Oxford professor, linguist, famed linguist, and author of the 20th century, J.R.R. Tolkien, celebrated here on the OneRing.net. You're at the right show. This is it. Torn Tuesday. Welcome aboard. Thank you. Yes, welcome aboard, everybody. See, I got my tablet.
It's handy dandy
Because this is my Galaxy S tablet. The reason why is because Apple doesn't play nice.
No, they
I
don't.
wanted to get a tablet. Well, I got this a couple of years ago, like maybe 3 years ago. Best $800, believe me, I ever spent.
Look, you can put a sticker on it too. It says Dungeons and Dragons.
Beautiful, high definition screen, unbelievable resolution. Watching things like Netflix and stuff is fun. But, ooh, what's this? It's a mini USB port. No Apple crap. I mean, none of that crap from Apple, your iPads, none of those allowed you to plug in any mini USB on the side of that tablet. So I went with the Android, I went with the Galaxy S Tab, and I've been happy with it just fine. And I can literally take USB drive, memory drive, documents in and out of my tablet. This is the way it's supposed to be.
There you go.
It's like manual computing 101. God, people. Apple wants me to do everything on the cloud. And I want to do things manually. Like, here, take a look at this, guys. See, this is...
See, look at this. This is like a normal human, right?
And
then this is a hobbit. This is the hobbit of,
you mean,
like,
it's this
tablets.
tiny mini laptop? Yeah,
it's like a mini laptop.
It works just fine. But we use this tablet when we broadcast our show live. Usually we're right here at Scum and Villainy in the heart of Hollywood with Hannah, my wonderful co-host. This is Hannah Greenwood, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, that is actually my real last name, not a stage name.
Do you have a laptop or a tablet?
I have a laptop that I actually have with me right now.
This is a tablet, and off the side, you'll see this is a detachable Bluetooth keyboard, and it makes a snap case.
You killed him.
And it's really a Bluetooth keyboard, but I use it as a laptop.
You killed
like that.
him.
Killed who?
The Hobbit laptop.
I didn't kill him. He's decapitated, like nearly headless Nick, and he goes right back again. Just like nearly headless Nick.
You get a problem.
Wasn't he in Gryffindor? Was he a Gryffindor ghost?
He was a Gryffindor ghost.
He was.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Peeves, however, the poltergeist was not associated with any house, was he? We're cross-pollinating our fandom.
Remember?
We do this a lot, okay? Yeah, we're supposed to be talking all Tolkien stuff, but every now and then we drop all the like DC, Marvel, Harry Potter, and Star Trek bombs, and Disney fans. Y'all welcome here, because you're in our house.
This is basically a safe haven for nerds. This is a Lord of the Rings, Tolkien, Hobbit, Silmarillion, Children of Herne show in a,
in an outer
Star
space,
Wars
galactic-themed bar. Yes, that is vaguely reminiscent of Star Wars.
Yes.
It's called Scum and Villainy. The hardworking staff are here, getting ready to get all the crowd's coming in the house right now. We're going to get the live audience joining us because Kevin Smith is doing his show this evening. Mr. Justin is here with us.
Justin's ghost.
Little man behind the curtain. Pay no attention to that little man behind the curtain.
Hi.
See? Wizard of Oz reference. And I myself am your amiable host, co-host, Clifford Broadway, creator, author, and producer, and mischief maker, you know, Ringers, Lord of the Fans, documentary, and stuff like that. Now,
and birthday boy.
Yeah, and birthday boy.
Zone.
Mr. Birthday Boy.
The birthday zone. Here it comes. I'm ready. I'm like,
is your birthday party open to the public, Cliff?
Yeah, it is. Actually, this is meant to be understood, JC. I'm going to give you a graphic. You can put it on the main calendar for Scum and Villainy if you'd like. Because it's like, all you nerds, come celebrate big nerddom with this nerd right here. Because I'm turning the big 5-0. Would you believe it? And
He's
I can't believe it.
becoming a real
I made this nutty little collage of me from a baby. I was just a wee laddie.
Yeah, look at him. He's a baby.
From 1 year to 50. From 1 year to 49, because I'm still 49.
See, look, there you go. You got him from a baby
going into the birthday
with
zone.
Green hair until now.
Yeah, well, no, that was when I was I was actually hosting MC the Fellowship of the Ring Oscar party, hosted by theonering.net, which was a big, beautiful event where the fans were given a chance to come to Hollywood, and we were all surprised that the entire cast and crew, and Peter Jackson and the director, and the producers, and Barry Osborne, and our good friends from New Line all came to our party. Instead of going to the official New Line cinema party, they came to our party instead. And so it was
I was
crazy
the size of the first
fans freaked
picture
out.
right there.
It was so amazing that they...
Hey, Cliff,
Oh,
what did Bilbo
such a
do
night.
when he turned 50?
I believe he went on an adventure. Are you going to throw this at me again, dude?
Wait, so Bilbo didn't leave his house till he was 50?
Let me look at the... I
He was a
understand.
bachelor,
I
dude.
understand that is pretty close to accurate.
And then, but how old was Frodo when he left on his adventure?
Come on in. Is this Michael and Michelle? Hey, guys, come on in. We're live. We're talking to the folks. Get yourselves comfortable somewhere. The bartenders are here. There's Tony. Tony, these are my good friends. This is Michael and Michelle. Hi, guys. So good to have you here. This is Hannah, my co-host. We're talking to everybody. Look at
Ellen
Hello.
Just joined the chat. Hi, Ellen.
I'm making plans to officiate the wedding for these lovely, lovely people. Mwah. Bless you for being part of this night.
Congratulations.
And you guys, get them something to drink on my tab, would you please? Would you kindly do that? And come on down, guys. You're going to be part of the live show. We're live right now.
Cliff,
at the
your
corner
first
of Hollywood
birthday
and
present
Cahuenga.
just came in on the chat room.
What's that?
Look at the chat, Cliff. Your first birthday present,
What does it
Leia Peterson says, Cliff, I just bought a copy of Ringer's Lord of the Fans.
Oh, God bless you. That's great. Wow. Hey, that's awesome.
You produced that. You wrote that.
I wrote that film co-written with Carlene Cordova and very talented people on our team. Josh Mandel, who is now one of the centerpiece people at running the Slam Dance Film Festival. All those years ago, that's where our film had its world premiere. We tied for the Audience Award for Best Film at the festival. And then we sold the film to Sony, and they distributed. They were very kind. We got nice people at Sony who were very supportive of the Tolkien audience, because New Line Cinema surprisingly said, no, we don't want your film. And we thought that they'd package it up as a fun deal, you know, but they were like, no, they walked out. They weren't interested. Literally, they walked out of our screening. Gossip finally revealed after all these years. It's background behind the scandal. The Ringers gossip that I should never have said out loud, but I just did. New Line Cinema walked out.
You spilled the beans.
And then the next day we sold the film to Sony, and it worked out much better for everybody anyways. So,
Caitlin Griffin
Ringers, Lord of the
says
Fans.
Frodo was 50 years old when he left on his adventure in the Fellowship.
This is quite true.
So
Indeed.
basically, why do you think Tolkien made his main characters leave their house at 50?
Because hobbits live a different timeline than normal humans to begin with. We know Numenorians do, certainly. I mean, they can live for hundreds of years. Elves, immortal. Orcs, also immortal, strangely enough,
But
until they're killed.
what is it about the
because they were
age
once
of
elves.
50
But
that Tolkien was obsessed with?
Actually, he felt that it was time to shake things up for middle age, for those people who coax into middle age. And that's what Bilbo was doing. He was coasting along, right? Ignoring the world outside, and then what happens?
I can't say I'm not middle-aged.
Knock, 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 knock. A little strange wizard knocks on your garden gate in the morning and says, "Good morning." To think I would live to be good morninged by Belladonna Took's son, as if I was selling buttons at the door. That's great dialogue. It's really, because the intrusion of the world happens when you hit 50. That's what Tolkien was getting at thematically. I think that's what Justin's getting at. I think the world has a way of intruding on you when complacency is happening in a person's life. There's nothing better for a writer to do creatively than to shake up the complacency of their characters. It's what we do as writers, and it's what Tolkien did to its best effect, and that's why The Hobbit works on that charming level, is because it's the fish out of water story. Somebody wants to be a little homebody and stay eating cupcakes in his front yard. He doesn't want to go wandering beyond the South Farthing to visit friends, talk to some of the visiting elves. He knows his paths around the Shire, but Gandalf sees something more. Complacency would be the death of Bilbo Baggins. So what Tolkien, I think, is getting at is an argument against complacency from a life principle point of view. You get it?
I hear what you're saying. So what you're saying is that you will be funding the incredible journey for all of us people involved with the Torn show when we go to visit Hannah in New Zealand.
Funding.
Right after your 50th birthday.
Right.
We're going to shake it up. You're going to gather the dwarves of the Torn crew, and we're going to set out on our adventure.
I'd be happy to help create crowdfunding ideas for that, but why are you laying that at my feet, brother?
Well, I heard your speech. I was inspired.
Funny.
You're kind of the Bilbo,
it is the Bilbo.
Gandalf person, the leader of the group, the one who inspires us to go out and seek our fortune. And
exactly.
Is there not a moment when Martin Freeman perfectly encapsulates that Bilbo's complacency has been shattered? It's when he's running down the hill with the contract in his hand. I've signed it. You guys don't leave without me. And that complacency is beyond shattered, and that Tookish part of Baggins is woken up, and that's what Tolkien was talking about. I find it invigorating, honestly. So, yeah, bye-bye 49, hello 50, which is, surprisingly, the name of my birthday party. Y'all are invited. Come to the party. We're going to have a big nerd party on Sunday the 27th right here.
Yep.
At Scum and Villainy.
We open at 6. When are you going to get here?
I'm going to get here at 6, but you know,
fashionably late.
It's LA people aren't going to get there till 7, and we'll start the karaoke a little later.
What are you running on Mexican time?
No, but I don't mind.
It's my time.
I don't mind, honey. I'm working on Southern time. I'm a Southerner. We sit out on the porch, out on the veranda with a mint julep, and just shake the mosquitoes off and just relax in the heat. That's where I come from.
I spent
lazy afternoons.
My post-college years in New York City. And in New York, if somebody says 6 p.m., you show up at 5:45.
No way. Really?
You show up early. Because if you're supposed to be someplace at 6, it means you're ready to go at 6. So like you come in at 6 and you're ready to start the party. You don't wander in at 6 and then have to warm up and get geared up.
Oh, I'll be here way before 6 myself, but I don't expect any people in LA to arrive until 7.
Or 8:30. 8:30 is more like an LA
at that
time.
point, Gandalf comes in and says, "Good heavens, Bilbo, haven't you dusted the mantelpiece yet?" And Bilbo is literally staggered by this idea. Why the hell would I be dusting the mantelpiece right now? Which is where there was a note, a critical note for him from Thorin and company saying, "Meet us down at the inn, down at Bywater. Let's go. We're packing our ponies. Let's go." Remember that? Shaken complacency.
Indeed.
You do remember that.
I do
It's
remember
Gandalf
that.
is part of it the whole time. Whoa, you're calling live on the Torn hotline. Oh yeah, we have that phone number floating over us in the graphic. If you guys notice this number, please, you can text us, you can call us. Be part of the show. Hey guys, welcome. The bartender's right over here. They'll take your drinks, orders. Oh hey, wait. Who's calling? You're live on the Torn Tuesday show.
This is Brendan Marr, calling from San Jose, California.
Well, hey there. Say that one more time.
I'm calling from San Jose, California.
Hey, thank you, San Jose. Do you know the way? I do.
Yes, indeed. I just want to give a shout out to Viggo Mortensen for his Oscar nomination.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
For Green Book.
It is the biggest news of the hour for us is that Viggo's got an Oscar nomination, his third one.
I loved it. I loved the movie. He did such a good job.
Yeah, he did. Hannah, your thoughts?
Yes.
I'm very, very excited for him, and I hope he wins.
Have you seen Green Book yet?
I have not, no.
Okay, wow.
Did he see it?
Me? Yeah.
Green Book is a really good movie.
You know what? I want to get another look at it. I want to see it a second time. I really do.
On a
Yeah,
scale
so
from
do
1
I.
to 10, what would you rate it?
But this is exciting for Viggo Mortensen.
Well,
And this is his third Academy Award nomination, I think.
yeah, that's right. His third nomination. And what would you rate the film on a 1 to 10 scale? How would you rate the film?
Green Book?
Yeah.
I would probably give it an 8. An 8.
Yeah.
Very good, yeah.
Yeah, it was a solid 9 for me. It was a great
And
film.
I love the chemistry between Viggo and Mahershala Ali.
Yeah. I think Mahershala Ali was a great counter. What a great couple of characters. By the time that movie was over, you felt like you didn't want it to end. You wanted to spend more time with these people. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. It's really, it has that effect on you.
All right, thanks for calling.
Yeah.
I just wanted to give a shout out to Viggo.
Big. You know what we are? We're going to do the whole Oscar story right now. Thank you for calling in. Thank you, calling in San Jose.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome. I see we've got the whole worldwide torn community. You can call us, you can text us on the hotline. Hey, thank you, my producer, Justin, handing us the phone. Thanks for the technology.
Justin's ghost.
We got all these cameras running. Thank you for the multiple cameras. What's up, guys? Hey. So the thing that was most interesting to me is the breakthrough of science fiction, fantasy. With Oscars, it was the Lord of the Rings trilogy that broke that glass ceiling, quote unquote.
No fantasy movie had ever been nominated for Best Picture.
Unless you count 1977 Star Wars A New Hope.
Best Picture? It wasn't nominated, was it?
Star Wars, it was nominated for Best Picture.
But that was space fantasy and
But,
sci-fi.
yeah,
It wasn't nominated. Oh,
Of course it lost
to Annie Hall.
It lost to the Annie
In
Hall,
fact,
we know that, but
the only Lucas to win an Oscar that year was Marsha Lucas, the editor, because she's the true hero of Star Wars.
that's very true. Yeah, thank you.
But Lord of the Rings was
Amen.
the first
Yes.
geek movie to win Best Picture.
The Lord of the Rings broke that record, and now, today, it's Black Panther,
Yes.
which has shattered yet another crazy glass ceiling that superhero films, or things that are based directly on that unique American art form, the comic book, or what Scott McCloud has taught us to refer to as the sequential art form. Thank you, Understanding Comics. Brilliant. But look.
Do you think it actually has a chance of winning?
No, look.
No, you look at the camera.
There are a
I
lot of
would-
good films that are
I would tend to think that
nominated, so...
Roma is the rarefied air of Alfonso Cuarón. And if you want to win an Oscar for Best Picture, just don't go up against Alfonso Cuarón. That's all I've got to say. You know what they say? Don't go up against Allison Janney. If you want to win an Oscar, don't go up against her.
I liked Roma.
saying.
It is not Best Picture.
Roma is
This
so
year.
Best Picture
It
material.
is not the Best
It's
Picture
one of the
this
most
year.
exquisite pieces of film hypnosis and poetry.
Yeah,
It's
hypnosis.
Pure poetry.
Roma will win
Pure
because
poetry.
Roma has spent the most money to try to win. That's how you win.
That's-
you campaign.
Okay,
You campaign
okay.
like crazy. That's
the-
why
that's the Weinstein
exiled
Company
Weinstein
game
has
of
so many.
Shakespeare in Love.
I have a friend who
Yeah.
Roma sent them a movie theater banner signed by Alfonso Cuarón to try to get to buy his Critics' Choice vote. A movie theater banner framed, huge. His wife couldn't even get it in the door. Framed. They are campaigning like crazy.
But
Wowzer.
You brought
okay?
up. You
I
brought
can
up
appreciate that, but
who's-
that's all irrespective of the value of the film itself.
Okay, I haven't seen it. I'm just saying that's why it'll win. I'm not.
Then
You
we're
can't- you
talking on
can't talk.
completely
I'm
different
not saying
levels.
no. I'm just saying if Marvel and Disney wanted to put $1 billion and you could win dinner with Michael B. Jordan, they might have a better chance at winning.
I'd go for that.
I'm also
Yeah.
of the opinion that Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse should have been in the ninth
Yikes.
slot for Best Picture.
Spider-Verse should have been a Best Picture.
Yep.
Look,
Into the Spider-Verse guaranteed
Roma
should have been the 9th nominee.
The interesting thing about Roma, did you see Roma?
No, I have not.
And look, they're so completely different.
But you saw it.
Roma and Spider-Verse, completely different, but both deserving.
What about Paddington 2? It got snubbed.
Paddington
also
2
possible.
got snubbed. It was one of the best movies of the year, Paddington 2. Cliff,
Yes.
what if I told
God,
you
there's
everything in Roma was on a set? What if I told you the entire block?
I know it was.
The entire street.
I saw the audience Q&A where Guillermo del Toro explained that.
Yes.
And it is devastatingly beautiful. The film is devastation. Why was Yalitza nominated? She's
it deserves the win
she's
for
a preschool
best sound
teacher
editing.
from the back mountains of Oaxaca. She's never been an actress before.
That's where
and
my
she's got
grandparents
Best
are
Actress
from.
nomination up against Glenn Close and Lady Gaga. It's
It does
amazing.
not. Roma does
It's
not
amazing.
deserve over Black Klansman. But getting back
Not necessarily
to
so.
our community of Tolkien fans here, do you remember when Return of the King won all those Oscars? Peter Jackson lamented that he was disappointed that none of the actors got acting nominations in Lord of the Rings for any of them. And I still to this day think Sean Astin should have been Best Supporting Actor for The Two Towers and Return of the King back to back.
In 2002, Ian McKellen was denied the win for Best Supporting Actor for playing Gandalf, where his character died, like full-on died.
In Fellowship.
In Fellowship of the Ring.
Why do you think Lord of the Rings was snubbed on every acting Oscar?
After that point, neither Two Towers nor Return of the King were given any singular accolades except for the significant one. From the Screen Actors Guild, they got the Best Ensemble, which, as you guys know, is the equivalent of Best Picture
So why
at that
wasn't
level.
any of the actors individually recognized in any Lord of the Rings movie?
Isn't it odd?
Do you think that's a campaign issue, or do you think that just the whole was better than any of the parts? Like what happens here?
Well, JC would argue, and there are people who would rightly argue, that New Line Cinema did not campaign enough, as much as Netflix is apparently campaigning for Roma right now, right?
So what about the Ballad of Buster Scruggs as well?
I'm sorry. I
love
that film. I love that film.
That's a really good film.
Again, that's not a Best Picture film. It's good. It's a great Western. But you can totally tell that Netflix hired Harvey Weinstein's old Oscar fixer. And she is now staff employee of Netflix. And now Netflix is getting all these nominations.
I fumble with words when trying to describe my response to the Ballad of Buster Scruggs, but I loved it.
I liked it too. I liked Tom Waits in Ballad of Buster Scruggs. That was my favorite thing when they got it. But as far as Best Picture, if you look at Best Picture and the whole is better than all the parts combined and the whole is greater than all the individual contributions, that is Black Panther, just as it was Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
And for many people in certain subcultures of America and the world, what Lord of the Rings was to fantasy fandom, Black Panther is to a significant, important cultural milestone of a quarter of all Americans.
Absolutely.
So if you're going to recognize Lord of the Rings for the great contribution and give it Best Picture, Best Director, a clean sweep, as Steven Spielberg said, but not award any of the acting in Lord of the Rings, then by that standard, Black Panther should be Best Picture. Period. It did more to further
I agree with that
the American experience.
That is
fully.
true.
And celebrate a subculture that had never been celebrated before, and it deserves all the success.
Never before on so grand
a level. Yes.
With everything else in that popular medium of comics and comics storytelling from that world being almost colorblind, really, to what was going on with that audience. So it was the responsibility of that culture and those storytellers and those you'd call them the leaders, the leading storytellers in DC and in Marvel, you know? Like Neil Gaiman, well known for The Sandman, the best and most intelligent comics ever written. He's now got that hit show American Gods, which is so well done. Ian McShane, thank you very much. If anybody
That's
else,
a TV show.
if somebody has to come in and replace Saruman, it might be Ian McShane. Just saying.
No, we already
Just
talked
saying.
about
We talked about that.
Sam Elliott. It's Oscar
We got
nominated.
Sam Elliott, but I do love Sam
supporting
Elliott.
actor
And
Sam
who got
Elliott.
nominated this morning for A Star
look,
Is Born?
Look
Sam
here,
Elliott.
Look here.
Yes, I'm down for that.
We can't exactly replace Christopher Lee as Saruman.
No.
No.
But Amazon Studios is going to have to do that. We'll get into that conversation in just a bit.
Yeah,
But
maybe.
So the Black Panther phenomenon addressing this is beautifully laid out, and it deserves everything that it's getting.
Spike Lee deserves
Absolutely.
Best Director, Black Panther,
How
Best
about that?
Picture.
Isn't that great that Spike Lee finally got a Best Director nomination? Finally? And people might be shocked and saying, the kids today are watching and saying, who's Spike Lee? What? Wake up, kids.
Hey, Barb Gray, thank you for watching.
Such
from
amazing
Perth,
movies.
Australia. We got Perth, Australia. There's
Perth.
nothing going on in Perth. It is so hard to get to Perth. It's on the western coast of Australia.
Yes.
You can't drive there. It's suicide. You'd have to drive through Alice Springs and then drive another 1,000 miles to get to Perth. So
I'm excited by the idea of Roma as being, one of 2 foreign language films, as was noted in the chat just now. How about
Kieran
the
Owen.
possibility?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hey, Kieran. There, it's our buddy from Wales. What
Yeah.
time is it in Wales, dude? Is it like 2 a.m., 1 a.m.?
Nicholas Smith says, when it
It's
comes
crazy.
to the Oscars, I'm still upset Christopher Lee was not involved in Lord of the Rings Big Night.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, how about that? And when that ensemble award was given by Screen Actors Guild, a bizarre thing that still bothers me to this day is that Christopher Lee did not have his name in full title credit in the theatrical release of ROTK, so he was denied getting that collective SAG award for the entire cast. Sean Bean was included because he appears in a flashback briefly, and then he has a full title card credit.
Yes.
But because of Peter's decision to take about 15 film minutes out from that front section that dealt with the conclusion of that storyline, there is a loss of an acknowledgement that I had hoped many years ago the Screen Actors Guild would address.
Claire is watching from Caledonia. Hello, Claire.
Wow, Caledonia. What time
Yeah.
is it there? That's amazing.
So the
far
question is, back to Peter Jackson lamenting the fact that none of his actors got nominated for any Oscars,
Rightly so.
individual performance awards. Does Viggo deserve the win this year? Everyone agrees he deserves it, period. For all the movies he's done, from The Road to the what was the Sunshine,
A History of Violence.
The History of Violence.
Yes.
And the
Viggo's
movie about the
performances.
family.
Captain Fantastic.
Captain Fantastic.
Which is my favorite. Do you guys see that? Michael, Michelle, did you see Viggo? Like, you've never seen Aragorn like that before. We're talking like, ding dong, Avon calling,
this might
full
be
frontal.
the one.
Viggo.
This might be the year that
It's
Viggo
amazing.
wins Best Actor. But Hannah wants someone else to win.
Hannah, who are you rooting for?
Who do I want to win?
Queen.
Rami Malek.
Yes.
You're rooting for Rami Malek.
Yes, I am a very big Queen fan.
Yeah, it was an extraordinary performance.
I got to see the movie about 2 days ago with my best friend, who I've been waiting for because she's a big Queen fan. I was a good friend. I was the Samwise, and I said, I'm going to wait for you so I can see it.
That's very
but she
generous.
went to go see it without me 2 times. This was her 3rd time.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, no, I really
snap.
enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It was really good. So
Snap a lot.
not mad, just saying.
Just saying.
You know, just
Snap.
saying. But no, I really enjoyed it.
But to the film.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. I mean, of course, it had some
it blew me away. I mean, the
plot
performance.
holes. It was weird with the timing and everything like that.
Yeah.
But it was still such a great movie. It was so powerful and it was so sad and so, it was good. It was really good. But I do wish, I do hope that Viggo wins above everything else. But in terms of best picture.
So in other words, Justin.
Cliff, we need to get Viggo on the show. Now
do.
that he's in full Oscar campaign
He needs
mode,
to come. Well, you're invited.
It's going to be harder. It's gonna
In
be
fact,
harder
no.
for him to
Yeah,
come.
rather than just Viggo, bring the son that gave us Aragorn. Bring his son Henry. Who
yes.
told
Right, you guys.
Dad, please, you have to be Aragorn, Dad.
You guys at
we
the
wouldn't
publicity
have
division at the studio, listening, watching our show for Green Book, hey, we would love to have a great interview with an Oscar nominee. And you know what? We probably will talk about Green Book about 5% of the time, and 95% of the time we'll be talking about Aragorn and mythology and larger constructs of storytelling in the universe and stuff like that.
Yes.
Deep diving with Viggo. I know what it's like talking with him. He's like that, and it's great to talk with him.
I don't
But
know.
we have to convince them that they're going to get some Green Book coverage, so we will have to talk
You've
about
talked to
Green Book.
Viggo and you've talked to Richard Armitage. Aren't they cut from the same
They
archetype?
are. Oh, Richard Armitage is just as intense.
Ooh, Richard Armitage
as
is
Viggo,
like
yeah.
a clean blue ocean that you just stare into, and you're just like, you can talk to me all you want.
Someone's a fan.
I am a fan.
Yeah.
You've met Richard,
Wow.
haven't
I have met Richard, and I was very young, and the
Maybe.
only thing I could stumble out was, you know.
Are you a stan? A true stan?
I wouldn't use the word stan.
No stands in this house.
I wouldn't use the word stan.
No, we should own
But
it.
an
If you're
intense fan, yes.
If you're going to
Yeah.
own your fandom, this is the place to own your fandom. A geek bar in the galactic cosmos talking about hobbits for 90 minutes? Please. I'm a stan. For Tolkien, obviously.
Well,
Super
yeah.
stan. But you can't stalk him, he's gone. But
Oh, no.
actually, you know what? We actually did. We took our cameras and we went to every single place, every house where he grew up. We went everywhere except South Africa, which is where he was born.
Well,
we actually
need
did.
You need to go there. You're not a
Got the
true
footage.
stan.
I know I'm not a
Fake
true
fan.
stan. Fake fan. I
Fake
didn't-
fan.
Gosh. Called me out, Hannah.
Fake fan. What's wrong with you?
I want to have Mr. Viggo on the show as much as Hannah does. But
I
Hannah,
do.
you're leaving and going to New Zealand soon.
I
Are you
am.
not?
In exactly a week, I'm leaving from. I'm leaving. What do you mean it's terrible?
I'm gonna miss you. I mean,
I'm
it's
gonna
great.
miss you too,
It's great for
but
you,
I wouldn't
but
say it's terrible. I'm gonna
No.
really miss you guys.
I don't mean that. I mean, I'm.
You hear this guy first, he's a fake fan, and then he says, "Oh, your
No.
opportunity's terrible. You
No,
should
it's
just
not.
stay here."
I
You
celebrate
sound
and
like
I
my
support
family.
you. I support you 100%, but doesn't mean I'm gonna miss you any less.
I know.
Honey.
I'm gonna miss you too.
I
We don't get to
Aye.
the tears yet. That's the end of the show.
kids these days. My God.
Oy vey.
So the question is, as we start rooting for Viggo
I
in the
gotta do
Oscars,
it. I gotta do it. My Sebastian the Crab from The Little Mermaid. Teenagers. You give them an inch, they swim all over you.
I don't.
I'm
get
not
that
even
joke.
a teenager. I'm an adult.
I'm
Yeah,
just
serious.
being stupid.
Lay
You're with the
off
program.
me.
I'm just
Hey.
trying to be stupid. Anyways.
Cliff, so we got big news this week about Tolkien coming to the big screen, didn't we?
It is a mid-season release, not a deep summer release, because this is an art house film, okay?
No, what do you
They're-
mean an art house film?
This is an art house film, and
The
they're treating
movie
it.
about
Look at the
Tolkien?
time frame they're releasing it. It's an art house film. It's the way that they also treated The Theory of Everything. They didn't realize it was Oscar bait until they realized it was Oscar bait. They gave it a soft release, did they not? Remember?
Can you
Eddie
explain,
Redmayne?
Hannah? You've got to explain. What are we talking about? What is this? A Tolkien movie?
Yes. Hannah, tell the audience.
Oh yes, this is about the movie. Oh hi, Josh.
Hey, Josh. Hey,
It
nice to
is.
see you.
Mr. Man.
Our fellow staffer from theonering.net, a star and creator of the Torn Book Club, the most devastatingly granular, excellent series to dive deep into the Silmarillion. Everything about the Silmarillion is there, unfolded by the mastermind himself.
Yes.
Good to see you, Mr. Man. Coming back. Good to see you. So, what?
About
the Tolkien film.
The biopic. Okay, well, it's a biopic, and from what I
It's
understand.
not a biopic.
Look, mate, I haven't seen the movie yet. You've seen it 2 times.
You know,
Give me a break.
I-
From what I understand, it's about him and Edith during the war.
John?
The man, Mr. Man.
Mr. Man?
Mr. Man, yes. Mr. Man. Tolkien himself,
Yes.
played by Nicholas Holt.
Josh can explain it.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nicholas Holt plays Professor Tolkien. And then
Yeah, I've seen it.
you have to erase
You're
like all the
lucky.
X-Men ideas and Beast ideas in your mind. You're watching Nicholas Holt, okay?
Yeah.
And you have to realize he's actually playing Professor Tolkien, the way that Eddie Redmayne was bringing that wonderful thespianship to creating the life of famed astrophysicist. Fill in the blank.
Astrophysicist? What? Who?
Yes. Stephen Hawking, hello?
Oh,
yes.
that one.
Yes, hello?
Yeah.
The theory of everything. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I love it when people finish my sentences.
I just came from work, so my brain's still a little woo.
Yeah, so...
So it's Nicholas Hoult. He's playing Tolkien. And what is her name?
Lily Collins.
Lily Collins is playing Edith.
Yeah, a
And
lovely, very capable
See,
Lily
look,
Collins.
Aerovondi says, what? Cliff has seen it twice in 2 days? Or twice now? I'm jealous. Yeah, so am I.
I've only seen it once.
It'll be out in May. You'll have time to see
It's
it.
out in May. Yeah, they're releasing
Yeah,
it in
but
mid-May.
I have to wait for foreign release. So that means I might get it later. What is it, Phil?
Well, why don't you tell us who Lily Collins' father is? I'm getting some feedback here. Wee.
Oh, is that me? That's not me, is
That's
it?
what
Okay.
that's
That
what I
is
said. Phil
absolutely true.
Collins.
Yeah,
Lily,
Phil Collins.
Yeah.
Phil Collins, yeah. And I don't know if we're like really allowed to talk about
Phil
what
Collins,
we
the
saw.
multi-Grammy winning singer-songwriter from Genesis, the band. Phil
yeah.
Collins. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like I mean I've seen the movie.
And Disney's Tarzan, of
I
course.
don't know how much we're allowed to say about it.
We're not allowed to say anything.
That's what I thought.
We signed a non-disclosure agreement. We signed an NDA. So
Probably.
I think it's fine. I know that it's not like going to compete in the crowded time frame when school is out and they start
Right.
throwing the big summer films out.
Right.
The biggest sci-fi and Disney releases, they're not going to compete with that. So it's a little earlier, ahead of that.
Yeah,
in
it's
May.
like May 10th, right?
Yep.
Like so it's before the big Memorial Day weekend. And I mean my worry is that it is going to like slide under the radar and not many people are going to go see it and then they're going to forget about it come Oscar time.
Nope. No, because of the success and the Oscar glow from The Theory of Everything has not worn off.
Okay.
And
all
they're
right.
banking on that.
Okay.
They're banking on us, Lord of the Rings fans, energizing.
Oh, I know they are.
Like dinner conversation with the family at the dinner table and water cooler conversation at the office, invigorated by nerds saying,
Right.
whoa, they're going to, like, Theory of Everything, this whole movie about Tolkien's life when he was younger.
Which is like really sort of torturous for me because that means I've got, 3 months where I can't talk about this?
Yep. And I can't tell you anything else either, but if you like movies...
I didn't sign anything, so I could talk about it all I want, even though I haven't
You can
even
speculate
seen
all you
anything.
want, and we will just sit here and twiddle our thumbs.
Yeah.
If you,
Who was it? It was Shape of Water, wasn't it?
yes,
Yeah.
another fantasy film.
That was Fox Searchlight as well.
It
Yeah.
was
Yes.
Fox Searchlight as
Yeah.
well, that's right.
Like,
Yep.
I mean, they'll be banking on it for sure.
Well, the people
Yeah.
at Fox Searchlight know exactly what they're doing. They've got an apparatus in place to get the attention of voters,
Yeah.
and I'm all down for that. I'm
Yeah.
telling you though.
I mean, I want it to do well, like because I think, like without giving too much away, I think it's a really great movie.
ooh, you just broke your NDA. Yes, I actually met the director in the hallway, like right outside the theater.
Okay, go on.
Yes, I got to meet Dome Korokowski.
Okay, I didn't have anything like that.
That was
happen.
really cool, and well.
Though I did meet a really cool,
Go
fresh
on.
off the boat Tolkien fan who just arrived in LA, so that was fun.
Oh, good. Yeah, excellent people are going to recommend this film. Word of mouth will be
Yeah.
pretty good, I think. But you know, Fox Searchlight knows what they're doing in terms of where we're at with today's Oscar announcements. 1 year further forward, we're going to want and hope to hear Nicholas Hoult as a nominee. We're going to want to hear Lily Collins' name. We're going to want to hear, you know, all these interesting, like, best costumes. We want to hear these nominations coming out for this film. Best cinematography. We want to hear stuff like that. We'll see what they've done. I saw an early print, which has since been edited quite a bit since I saw it.
What I saw,
So-
I'm pretty sure was like the final launch.
Yeah, you saw it
version of
months later.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So, anyways.
I have heard that, yes.
Well,
but it's just hearsay, so.
Back when Robin Williams was still alive, Dead Poets Society was the talk of the town, and it got lots of Oscar attention.
Yeah.
And now, wind the clock further forward in a parallel, we're looking at Eddie, there was A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe, also got all the attention and all the Oscar buzz. And then even further forward, obviously Eddie Redmayne and the wonderful Theory of Everything. And Stephen Hawking has left such a legacy. Professor Tolkien is also in that rarefied air of being one of those British people with the most brilliant of minds who's contributed to culture in a much bigger way than anyone first thought. So I think that's what Fox Searchlight needs to continue to keep their focus on in marketing the film, is on that level.
What about the controversy of Green Book, how it's not totally accurate to what happens in real life? You think Tolkien movie will...
Wasn't the story of Green Book produced and ushered along by the son of the man whose story it's about?
I thought the son kind of like divorced himself from the movie.
Well, he was standing there with his hands clapping, accepting the Golden Globe.
Oh, okay.
He accepted the Globe.
I stand corrected.
No, he's back to the...
Oh, okay.
Oh, well,
okay.
see?
Is the movie going to get some accuracy issues?
You know what?
I haven't seen it.
There might be there's probably more issues with Bryan Singer's sorry reputation buzzing around Bohemian Rhapsody than there are issues with Green Book's veracity.
And I still haven't seen.
To be honest,
I still haven't seen either of those. Like, like the only nominee for Best Picture that I've seen so far is Black Panther,
which is great.
And it's a great movie. I love it.
So you haven't seen Roma yet?
I haven't seen Roma, and I have a Netflix subscription, so I have nobody to blame but myself.
You've seen Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
Oh, that I've seen.
There we go.
It.
Can't have a nerd on my show without talking about the good nerd stuff.
Like I'm just excited to see it.
And you haven't seen it yet?
No, I have.
Oh, and what you think?
Okay, so the thing is, I like it.
Am I the only one who loves it passionately?
Oh, no.
I
My
thought it
friend
was
has
great.
seen it almost like, 5 times or something like that?
Yeah, I'm going back to see it a second and third time, yeah.
No, she's seen it like 5 times.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I liked it. It's just... I like it.
Okay.
That's the thing. I'm not like crazy jumping off the walls about it like everybody else. I think it's a good movie. It's just...
Okay.
I'm just really excited
good.
to see it beat out 2 Disney movies in the Best Animated Film
Oh,
category.
yeah.
It will.
Oh, yeah. That I'm happy about.
It will.
Yeah.
But
It
in
will.
terms of like animation, I'm really, really biased here because I really like stop motion and Wes Anderson, and I like that kind of humor.
I can understand that.
I really, really, really hope that Isle of Dogs wins because I really like that movie.
I love it too. I loved Isle of
lot.
Dogs too.
Yeah.
Like I like Spider-Man Into the
But
Spider-Verse.
it's not his year. Sorry,
I
Wes.
like that. I like that movie, but I like Isle of Dogs much more.
He should have released it another year then, because this is not his year. I'm sorry, but
Well, we'll see about
it is-
that.
And you know what? He's there. He's nominated.
Wes
He
Anderson
deserves
has
it.
had
Wes
plenty of
Anderson deserves
years.
the nomination.
Wes Anderson has had plenty of years and plenty of success.
That's true.
Yep.
It is
Yep.
another first. Yeah.
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 I mean,
the
I
breakthroughs,
feel-
the Spider-Man
Yeah.
breakthroughs are many.
I feel
many,
that
many.
Spider-Man is well deserving of that Oscar. Like, of all the nominees that are out there, many of them I'm like, you know what, that movie was good, but I don't think it's Oscar worthy. But Spider-Man, totally worth it.
If you guys were an animation tech nerd the way I am, there's something about the achievements of Into the Spider-Verse which is really like a little, maybe it's a little wonk. I might sound like a technical wonk, but when they step the frames from 24 down to 12 frames per second,
Oh yeah, that hurt my eyes.
and in some shots combine different compositions of both, with people in the background and sides moving at 24, while heroes in the center frame are moving at 12 frames per second. It's called a 1 and 2 step, and the animation process is so finely wrought in that movie to suggest motion blur without using actual motion blur, to use graphics and comic book elements of graphics to make the visual storytelling pop in such a unique way, and it is just a technical. The sound design is nuts. The sound design on Into the Spider-Verse is killer. Sorry, it's just so good. It's so. I'm on a nerd level with this, but it's technically from an animation point of view.
I thought it was great. I'm probably not
and I
at
know
your
the
level
hard
of
work
enthusiasm about it, but
I'm
I
telling
definitely
you,
thought it was great.
I support Leica Studios and Kubo and the Two Strings, and I love Wes Anderson's stop motion films and the fantastic Mr. Fox. But there's some extra achievement going on with Into the Spider-Verse that I thought was pretty.
Well, speaking of Kubo and the Two
cool.
Strings,
really cool.
The director recently did Bumblebee, which I thought was really good.
Why do I still resist Bumblebee so much?
Because it's a Transformers movie.
Because of the Michael Bay Transformers films.
But I'm telling you, it is a genuinely good movie. Check it out. Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, well, I've got my AMC A-list. So I'm going to go see Bumblebee then, all right? All right, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down. I've got to give it a chance.
It's very Iron Giant-y.
Really?
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
Iron Giant references for real?
Like it.
Them's holy words.
Honestly, like I was not expecting a Transformers movie to bring a tear to my eye, but it did.
Oh my God!
I'm not kidding.
Superman. Vin Diesel is the Iron Giant.
Yeah.
Knock me over with a
Don't
feather.
bring this upon us, please. Don't do it.
Don't do what?
You're giving them ideas. There's too many remakes already.
No, the Iron Giant could never be remade. It's a single classic. It's a single moment in time.
I don't think
we
could even do a sequel to it.
Brad Bird wouldn't.
I wouldn't want a sequel to it.
No, Brad Bird wouldn't want it.
No.
That story is told. Hey, look at people on the live chat joining us. You guys, welcome. You guys are all here live with us. There's good food happening. There's drinks happening. Soon, this place is going to get really crowded with the nighttime audience, which will follow our broadcast, and it will be Fat Man on Batman with Mr. Kevin Smith.
To answer during
that, it's now Fat. It's Fat Man Beyond.
I just love that we are the opening act for Kevin
Beyond.
Smith, like every week.
To answer Durin Deathless's question, I am moving to New Zealand in next week. I am moving to Wellington.
And that's actually like
Tell us about
the reason
this.
I came in, because I wanted to wish you bon voyage.
Oh, thank you.
Because I'm pretty sure that I will not be able to see you again otherwise.
Oh.
Yep, this is a farewell for many.
Yes, it is. But I am seeing you on Sunday.
Well, no, if you're coming on Sunday, then
Yeah,
we'll all be here.
if you're coming on
we'll
Sunday,
all be here on
then,
Sunday anyways.
Oh, I am coming on. So I'll see you there then.
So, yeah.
All right.
So
well, you know what? My point still stands.
You will save all the Grey Havens tear gushing for
Well, I
Sunday.
mean, like in a personal sense, but in a video sense, you know.
Do you know one of my favorite things about that scene in the Grey Havens is the accuracy of them finally revealing that Narya, the red ring of fire, is suddenly visible on Gandalf's finger when he's holding his staff. Like he's almost leaning into it like a shepherd, an old shepherd, leaning into his staff. You've never seen that ring before, and there it is.
Yeah.
Because it's the only time it is apparent is after the one is destroyed.
Yeah.
And the other 3 rings that had been kept secret from Sauron are now suddenly visible and real in the world.
Yeah.
You know? And
Because they no longer have a reason to hide.
It is those rings, that very red ring, that allows the telekinesis between Galadriel, Elrond, and Gandalf.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is
It's
so
like they're
subtle.
having their own private chat, as the cool kids would
It's
say.
so subtle. The way that
right,
Peter Jackson edits that way of them talking mentally through the power of the rings.
I feel like
so
a dunce
subtle.
because I did
So
that
subtle.
deep dive into the Silmarillion, and I feel like I should know that.
Of course.
But to be fair, that was a number of years ago, and it was very intense, and I'm sure I've forgotten a lot of things.
I will not say that all tears are an evil. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe.
At that point, the audience is just gushing.
Oh, are you kidding? I am a mess.
No.
At the moment when he says, "You bow to no one," I'm lost. I'm done for the rest of the movie. And there's like 10 minutes still to go in the movie at that point.
10 minutes and people are still like crying. Oh my gosh, what a mess.
Yeah.
So, now, your artistic endeavors are going to be taking you to a whole new horizon, Miss Hannah.
Yes,
Tell us about the mischief with Weta.
Yes, I actually am going to start working at Weta. Workshop, not digital.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's even better, really.
Cheers to that.
Yeah, I'm really
Yeah, she's going
excited.
to start working at Weta Workshop, believe it or not.
Yes.
Someone is
fantastic.
quite ready for another adventure.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your work in future movies.
Thank you. Hopefully it will be adequate.
It's so exciting, is it not?
I'm really excited, but I'm really nervous. I do have friends down in New Zealand. It's just, I don't know. I don't know.
You know, the night sky is completely different. The
Oh my
constellations.
gosh, yeah.
The constellations
It's
are completely
crazy.
different.
It's crazy. It's like littered with stars. It's nuts.
There's
I love it so much.
There's so much light pollution here in Southern California.
Yeah.
You know, we're broadcasting from Los Angeles. There's so much light pollution in all of the area of Southern California as a state. You have to drive out to Joshua Tree or further to get away from light pollution.
And I've done that before, and it's amazing.
But it is stunning when you go down to a place like New Zealand and you and the ozone layer is quite a bit thinner down there.
It's crazy. It's just I don't have words for it, to be honest.
Professor Tolkien did. In the words of Professor Tolkien, you know, he describes Aragorn, young Aragorn, who will be the subject of the new Amazon TV series. Young Aragorn has said, "I have gone down to the far south, to the far distant lands, where the stars are strange." That's the way Tolkien had Aragorn describe the experience of being in the southern hemisphere and not recognizing the night sky. The same way that
It is kind of like that, but
yeah, it's so cool to be somewhere else on Earth that is so far away from home. And New Zealand itself is just its own reward. Just to be there and be able to explore there is its own reward.
I've never gone.
What? Oh, dude.
I know.
Pack up. You got room in your suitcase? Pack him up. Take him with. You need a little stowaway.
You gotta visit me.
I know.
You
I
know?
should. I will.
You should.
I've been.
It'll be
I've
great.
been planning to go for a very long time, and I should just do it.
You should just do it.
Believe me, we as members of the One Ring family, we'll probably get like
I
a
feel
tour
like
bus
I'm
of
like the
torn
only
people to
torn
all come
staffer
to.
who has never been to New Zealand.
That'd be so fun. Okay, now really, you're going to be amazing, Hannah.
Aw.
So proud, happy for you. Thank you, Vicky. That's very kind.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Omar, good to see you, Omar, here in the chat. And look, Nicholas is Nicholas Smith, and you know, there's Pete. There's our good friends. A lot of friendly faces.
Hold up, Pete.
We've been doing this show for 7 years now, almost. In next April, coming up, we'll be hitting our 7-year mark.
Holy
and
God.
this year in 2019 represents, in a larger sense, the 20th anniversary of the OneRing.net.
Yes.
An
Yeah.
all volunteer website,
Yeah.
all volunteer fans doing what we have been doing, writing, delivering news and gossip and reports with interesting people we meet in the world of Ringer fandom.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes just some
far
cool
and
stuff we
wide.
find online.
Oh, interesting stuff everywhere.
Very interesting stuff, yes.
And meeting up at Comic Cons
Yeah.
in major cities around the world.
I just love the community that we've created over
Isn't
the
it
last
something?
20
Oh, yeah.
years. Like it's kind of incredible.
Yes.
Like what we've achieved.
Yes, it's quite something.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
like,
quite
I
something.
got a job at the place my like dream job because of this. So.
Yeah.
Chelsea Schwartz, what does that say? Please give Hannah a giant hug from me. That's amazing. All the love. That's from our co-host, Chelsea Schwartz, who is often the other beautiful woman who's co-hosting with me half the time. And she's not here with us tonight. But she sends her lots of love and regards, Hannah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, thank
that's-
you, Chelsea.
Chelsea is our co-host from.
Yeah,
and
thank you, Chelsea.
You can find her as Uncool Rock Star. She's behind High Voltage magazine and the really cool popular game nights that they have here
Yeah.
on Mondays. I'm sorry I missed last night, but on a Monday night, guys, the regular deal here on Mondays is themed game night. From Players Wanted, doing this huge group, lots of games, board games all night, drink specials. Sometimes it's a theme. It's really fun stuff. And then on Thursday nights here, they have karaoke, which is outstanding. Cosplay karaoke, great people. We're here on Tuesdays for our show on Tuesdays. Throughout the week, Scum and Villainy is like the place to be. And, you know, Chelsea, I hope you're going to be here on Sunday, too.
Oh,
But
she is going to be here
Then
on
we'll,
Sunday.
yeah, see, then,
Yes,
like I said,
I will return the hug.
save
Thank
the
you.
waterworks
Yeah, there
for
you go.
Sunday.
Hey, no,
Save
I'm,
the Grey
I'm,
Havens. Frodo's leaving. You're going to do the whole thing on Sunday.
Yeah,
okay?
we'll all just become snivelly messes
But
on
it'll be like,
Sunday. But
Hannah's
now it's just like,
leaving,
oh, yeah,
Hannah's
whatever.
leaving. But you have to turn around When the moment is right and everyone's crying, you have to turn around and you have to have that blissful smile on your face.
No.
That Elijah Wood gives the camera.
Nothing about me is going to be blissful when I say bye. I'm going to be a mess. It's going to be bad.
You should give that over-the-shoulder look before you walk away, like this. Like, very Rita Hayworth. Just give that look and walk away.
Okay, the camera's right there. Hold on. So it's probably going to look like...
Oh, that's too funny. Oh, you're knocking stuff over. No, that's going to be fun, though. It's going to be really, really a great night. The experience is you're going to be on the North Island, mostly, in Wellington, right?
Yes. It's going to be in the workshop, from what I understand. Probably in the costume department, because that's what I did with that.
You know what? We'll talk to our friend Sala Baker and some of our friends who are down there. There's some great places. I have a great restaurant or two to recommend, and karaoke at the Steamboat Bar on Courtenay Place in downtown Wellington in the business district. I mean, like off the side. You gotta go. It's so cool. Because that was the night when I was down there as a spy. I was embedded as a spy for the OneRing.net, and all the cast and crew, after a difficult day of shooting, it was like the day they were shooting The Healing of Theoden, when Theoden was healed by Gandalf.
Okay.
And after they shot all that stuff, they decided to get the stunt crew and some of the makeup people who paint armor to go and join some of the willing, adventurous cast members to go down to the Steamboat for karaoke that night. And it was a lot of drunken revelry. Sorry, Miranda Otto, I didn't mean to embarrass myself, but you know what happened that night? After singing with all of them and meeting all these great people, I'm in a cab going home with Eowyn, and I'm like trying not to fanboy out. I was just a kid back then. This was almost like 19 years ago when this happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, Eowyn, such a great role. Like, I'm really excited for you. It's going to be so cool that you get to play this iconic role. And then I went on a little bit further down the rabbit hole, and I said, you know, like, from a feminist perspective, like, Eowyn is like the strongest, like, female power statement in The Lord of the Rings. And you could see Miranda just fold. She was like, don't put that on me. Don't lay that on my feet. And I'm like, I should have turned all Patty Jenkins, and I should have given her the pep talk. You can do it. This is iconic. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. But I did my best. But she was just like, don't tell me that it's like, and I'm like, people regard Eowyn as like awesome. And I was saying, you're going to be awesome. I'm so proud of you for being in it, for being in this great thing. But, you know, all of a sudden, I think it was the one night when she may have realized that what was up with people's perceptions from the world of fandom and how we project our feelings and our relationships with these characters.
Yeah.
We do that. That's why we
yeah.
relate to the Lord of the Rings in the way that we do. So I'm sorry for overstepping, but maybe it was just, maybe it was nice. And maybe it was helpful, I hope, because she ended up delivering a great performance.
She really did.
I wish that Philippa and Fran had given her more accurate dialogue from the book itself.
Perhaps, but I feel
Come
like...
on. Be gone, foul Dwimmerlake, for living or dark undead. I will smite you if you touch him. The most powerful language in the world, and it's not in the film.
Like that's
not in the film.
That's some great dialogue. I just
come on.
Like okay, like it's a great speech
in
the book.
It is.
I don't know how well it translates to a movie though.
Oh well.
Yeah.
No well. Okay. Well. Anyways, I loved what we got.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
There was there was a sweetness to her, a vulnerability that she gives to Faramir in the end. I loved that. I loved what she did.
Miranda Otto's performance conveyed that speech with a look.
Oh yeah.
And
okay.
That's what made it work so well.
That's fair enough, sir. Fair enough. Okay. And that's what professional actors do in the hands of a talented director, do they not?
Yes.
Speaking of.
Oh, no.
Are you going to do some side films? Are you going to do some short films for us while you're down there?
I would really like to. I do have some ideas in mind.
I'm dying for you to do another short film while you're there. You got to take advantage of the environment that you're there.
It depends, but I would be more than happy to do short films in there. I do have ideas brewing in here right now.
Indeed, percolating.
Do it.
Yes.
Percolating like a teapot.
Not going to really talk about it right now.
This is the magical percolator. It's percolating magical ideas.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Come on in.
Do it so we can all say we
take
knew
your orders
you
over there.
when you were
a
just
nobody.
You are not a nobody. You were never a nobody. You've always been just like a wonderful breath of fresh air for this site and for all of us.
Yeah, they are. They're lucky to have you, by the way. Hannah.
Yeah, they are.
They're lucky to have you. They're lucky to have you. Wah, wah. Say thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. All right. All right, let's lay
she's
our
just gonna
odds
like
out.
shrivel up into a little ball like, don't compliment me.
Yeah, that's
All right.
basically me.
Las Vegas odds makers are placing bets now on that ratio, the probability. Who's going to get best song? Even though Diane Warren was nominated like 19,000 times, I still don't think it's Diane Warren's year.
Which one
Lady
is
Gaga. It's Lady Gaga.
I still haven't seen A Star Is Born.
Diane Warren was
Me neither.
nominated for a song at the end of the RBG documentary movie that was sung by
okay.
Jennifer Hudson.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a little biased. I kind of want the song from Black Panther to win.
I love that song from Black Panther.
Like, what is it? All the Stars?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
All the Stars.
Yeah.
I love that song.
That's good stuff. It's really good stuff. You know what? I really love the score. One of the best things about Black Panther is the score.
The score is
so into
probably
it.
one of the best scores of any Marvel movie. Like,
far.
it's so unique. I
It's-
love.
Isn't it
I
great?
love the Wakanda theme. It's serious, like hype up music.
Yep. It's
And,
super good.
Like, I really hope that it gets best score.
Yeah, so, all right, what are the odds? Okay, I think Lady Gaga already has that for Shallow. For A Star Is Born, that's her best song. She's not going to win Best Actress, so
Okay.
she's going to get Best Song.
Who do you think's gonna win Best Actress?
Okay. Let's take a look at the nominees.
Yeah.
I have my personal opinion already.
I think it's gonna be Glenn Close's year finally.
You do?
Yeah.
No, to be honest, I actually were looking at. Here we are. Here's our nominees. There's Best Animated Feature, Best Actor, Best Actress. There's Melissa McCarthy from Can You Forgive Me? Can You Ever Forgive Me?
Which I still need to see.
The extraordinary Olivia Colman for The Favorite, which I loved.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all about Olivia Colman. And then, of course, Glenn Close for The Wife, and Yalitza Aparicio for Roma. I want her to win.
Okay.
Because she is
I really
the
need
wild
to see
card in the
Roma.
field. She is the wild card in everything in this movie. She is a non-actress.
Okay.
She's one of the first indigenous people of Latin America to have ever gotten a nomination on any level from the Academy Awards. She teaches preschools literally in the nowhere, like in the far away places. And where did he find her? Where did Alfonso Cuarón get this performance out of her? It's breathtaking, and she's amazing because of the pure naturalism, and it allows the naturalism of the film to flow. It's the reason it works is because there's such a quiet, natural meditation about everything these characters are experiencing, and it's great. I'm all about Yalitza to win, but you know what? You might be right. Conventional wisdom might win out this time. It might actually be Glenn Close.
Maybe.
Who wins?
I haven't seen The Wife, but I feel like she has come so close so many times that I feel like the Academy almost feels like they owe her.
They should have given it to her for Dangerous Liaisons. They should.
Oh, absolutely.
Back
should have.
Back then, Glenn Close should have won for Danger. Am I right? With young John Malkovich and Glenn Close.
Yeah.
You millennials, check it out. Like, seriously. Okay? It's amazing. Yes.
Yes, there is.
Oh my gosh.
Cruel
exactly.
Intentions.
Cruel
Yep.
Intentions. That's awesome stuff. But now the thing is, her performance might be one of those shining performances where the Academy doesn't care that nobody really ever saw the film. As Justin was talking about earlier, there's a larger wave of culture behind Black Panther, which gives it momentum in the Oscars like nothing else.
It really
And
does.
it is apart from
Like-
any singular person's performance.
And, I love Black Panther.
Yeah.
I think it's probably one of the best Marvel movies there has been.
Yes.
I don't know if it's Best Picture caliber, though. I think it's a great movie.
Do you know what? For me,
Like,
Captain America: The First Avenger was Best Picture material for me. That's just how I feel about that. Yeah, squeeze it out. Squeeze it out.
Again, it's like I love that movie, but
I
don't
love
know if it's Best Picture material. But at the same time, like, I mean, considering that Black Panther is the only nominee that I've seen, I can't really judge the others yet. So I feel kind of like I can't really speak on that just yet. I mean, I know Roma is on Netflix, and a few of those are now on Amazon Prime, so I think I can check them out now.
Well, the best parts about Black Panther are the areas where the script is willing to go. And the fact that you've got a pop culture medium, a pop culture type of a vehicle, and we're talking about colonizers, and we're talking about the way people culturally impact the world. And it justifies the death of the king from the prior film from Civil War, and it sets it up so perfectly. Black Panther has such emotional payoffs.
It does so many great things.
Many ways. And that's to its great success. And it's interesting that other Marvel films have not gone into that type of like linguistic place where she jumps
honestly,
at
I'm
Martin
hoping
Freeman
that
and
more
says,
do.
"Don't scare me like that, colonizer."
I'm really hoping that like Marvel will take more risks like that.
Yeah.
Because like really Marvel is like one of the biggest franchises in the world right now, so they can afford to take more risks.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And so I'm hoping that they will. Like, I mean, I know Black Panther 2 is already like on the schedule, and like my money has already been spent on that ticket in the future. So
better believe it. Okay. Well then, if we're gonna look at the odds, we have 8 films. 8 films that were nominated for Best Picture by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. And here they are, folks. And let's do a tip of the hat. Bradley Cooper, who was ignored by the Globes and ignored by almost everybody else, for A Star is Born, against Willem Dafoe at Eternity's Gate. Rami Malek playing Freddie Mercury in Bohemian Rhapsody. Christian Bale, which I saw Vice recently. Yes.
I can't bring myself to watch that movie.
Really?
Like, I just feel like it's just going to make me angry.
No, you know what? It will do that.
Yeah,
exactly. I lived through that stuff. Yeah, but okay, there's Christian Bale, bless you. And I would say, normally I would say Christian Bale in a fat suit, but it's not. That's actually Christian Bale changing himself as he does.
Of course, because Christian Bale never half-asses that sort of thing.
No, he metamorphosed. He metamorphosed himself to play
I feel like
Dick Cheney.
I feel like he's going to die young because of these sorts of things that he does, but...
Here are your nominees for Best Picture. Bohemian Rhapsody, producer Graham King. The Favorite, producers Yorgos Lanthimos, Ed Guinness, I think. Black Panther, producer Marvel's Kevin Feige. Is it pronounced Feige?
Feige, yeah.
That's correct. Got it. Black Klansman, producers Jordan Peele, Spike Lee. Green Book, produced by Peter Farrelly and Nick Valentoni. Peter Farrelly of
the Farrelly brothers.
Of the Farrelly brothers of gross out comedies of the 90s.
Dumb and Dumber fame.
Dumb and Dumber and Something About Mary.
Yep.
The ultimate gross out joke. Vice, produced by Adam McKay. A Star is Born, produced by Bradley Cooper and several others. And my personal favorite, Netflix's Roma, produced and directed and written and edited by Alfonso Cuarón.
Okay.
Why is it the best directors living today are all Mexican? I just love it. Guillermo del Toro, Iñárritu.
I don't know what they were doing in film school down there, but they were doing it right.
Yeah, if you guys, all right, I'll put it this way. For the audience that is around me now, we'll talk about Miyazaki films, and that will trigger an immediate response. People know about this beautiful, contemplative quality that is astoundingly strong and consistent in all of Miyazaki's works. They're very contemplative.
Yes.
This film succeeds on that level at being Alfonso Cuarón's most Miyazaki-like film I've ever dreamed of. It is worth it. You'll absorb it. The storytelling is so soft, gentle. Miyazaki is the most gentle storyteller of all. Of all.
I'm intrigued.
He has, even when he gets dark, angry, and violent in Princess Mononoke, he's still a gentle storyteller. He'll take you, he'll get you there. But man, what Roma does is amazing. please forgive it. Like, all Justin complains about is...
Oh,
And I'm like,
no,
it's-
I never fall
look,
asleep in a
no.
Miyazaki movie. Are you
Look,
kidding me?
Some people say, oh, foreign film.
No.
Well, that's just
No.
because they're ignorant.
No.
Like,
Well, maybe just not exposed to the wonders of that kind of visual storytelling.
Maybe.
Ignorant.
I'm done. I'm done with my preaching about it. Anyways, so there's your 8 nominees. Who do you think is going to get?
You know, it's so hard to tell, like, because I just learned this morning how the voting gets tabulated for Best Picture,
Uh-oh.
and it's different from all the others.
Give us a quick rundown on how that works.
Okay, so the Academy voters, instead of voting for what they want to win Best Picture, they rank them all from 1 to, I guess, 8 this time.
Yeah.
And then what they do is they take all of those rankings, they put together the number ones. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get...
Well, that sort of counts as every time you write something as number 1. That's
Yeah.
it. That's the top
But
vote.
what the Academy wants is they want a consensus of a simple majority of 50% or more, which you're not going to get from a number 1 pick with 8 nominees. So what they do from there is then they take the number 2s and then tabulate that and add it to that total. And then if they still don't get a 50%, then they go to number 3, and then they go to number 4 until they hit that 50%. So the winner for Best Picture tends to be...
That's not right at all.
It tends to be the movie that the Academy sort of thinks, yeah, that was okay, I guess.
That's a screwy way of doing mathematics, and I don't even do math that
It's
well.
a really weird system of math they do with it, and I didn't fully understand it myself when it was
That's
explained
really,
to me.
really
But
odd.
that seemed to be like the general gist
Okay.
of how they did
Wow,
it.
crazy weirdness.
But yeah, it basically leads
That's
to
weird.
the
That's
winner
weird.
of Best Picture is the movie that everybody thought was generally pretty okay.
Well, I'd like to throw down, the simple idea that you just write down, if you're a voter
Yeah.
within the Academy, you write down one answer on that slot.
I would think
My
so
best
too.
picture out of the 8 is going to be that one.
Yeah.
Isn't that? It's a
Like
simple.
that's how I think they should do it, and I mean that's how they do it for all the others. But for
Yeah.
Best Picture, I guess they want some kind of consensus,
That.
which you're never gonna get.
Are there any math sciences majors in the house? Because to me, from a set like math theory, that makes no sense.
No,
Any
it doesn't
people
make
from
any sense.
STEM?
And I mean I could be explaining it wrong, but I think it's kind of in that direction.
Well,
Like
I don't know.
I mean I'm just
No one
I'm just
from
repeating
STEM.
what was explained to me and how I interpreted it.
In this case, as we get near the tail end segment of our show, we're excited for Viggo Mortensen because
Oh yeah.
he is one of those actors that we knew was not going to get a nomination out of the Rings trilogy. The standout each year was someone else. All right, in the first year, the standout was Ian McKellen.
Yeah.
In the second year, the standout was Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
100%. Why didn't Andy Serkis get any love?
I'm still angry about that.
Third year,
I
have
would
to
say Sean Astin.
Sean Astin took the lion's share of that energy and that.
Yeah.
And they closed the film on Sean Astin's face, on his happy little trip back home.
Well, they
just like Tolkien.
No, they
says,
closed it on
"I'm
a
back."
door. If we're being
Well, thank you,
just
but yeah.
pedantic
Technical.
about
Yeah,
it.
that's true. They
For
ended
being
the film on the
technical,
door.
it was a door.
It's true. It's true. I stand
But it
corrected.
was Sam's door.
It
was Sam's door.
Sam had the last scene.
And it reinforces
He had the
that
last line.
Sam is the character. He is the main character. I asserted that years ago in this big essay that I wrote on the OneRing.net about Sam being the main character of the entire trilogy. He is the entry point for all of us.
I would agree.
And it's amazing that Sean Astin was ignored. Now Viggo gets his chance. This is his third nomination.
Yes.
Viggo Mortensen, third time's the charm, maybe. But look who he's up against in that same category. For Best Actor, he's up against Bradley Cooper.
Someone's calling the hotline.
Yeah, someone is calling the hotline. Yeah, I'm going to actually look at these. I'll answer that call a little bit later, but I'm going to look at these nominees. Bradley Cooper, should he win, I hope he could keep his pants dry when he wins his Oscar. Willem Dafoe at Eternity's Gate, Rami Malek, Viggo Mortensen, Christian Bale, and the odds makers are saying that the Dick Cheney performance from Mr. Bale might be the one to beat. That's
I don't
the
know.
early buzz already on that.
That's what I'm hearing, but like I kind of feel like Rami Malek might take it away.
You think?
I think so. Like even though I haven't seen Bohemian Rhapsody, everything I have seen from it, like he just channels Freddie Mercury in a
Fully.
way like in a way
Fully.
I've never seen anybody do.
Agreed. Okay. Best Supporting Actor, Adam Driver. Grumpy, emo Kylo Ren gets
My alter ego.
emo Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Get emo Vader
For Black Klansman,
for
right?
Black Klansman. Yes. Mahershala Ali for Green Book, being the magical ingredient opposite Viggo that makes their performances work so well as the two of them together.
Yeah.
I love him in Green Book.
And
then Sam Rockwell playing George W. Bush in Vice.
Which honestly, like I think that's a great casting decision.
It was great casting, but I don't think that was the best supporting actor, considering what Mahershala delivered in Green Book. And then Sam
Mahershala
Elliott.
Ali is great in everything
Yes,
he
he is.
does.
Yes, he is.
Like,
and the last two categories, Richard E. Grant from Can You Ever Forgive Me? And Sam Elliott for A Star Is Born.
Okay.
Lay your odds down. What do you think, guys?
Well, I keep hearing people loving Sam Elliott in A Star Is Born. And,
Yes, yes.
And I've loved him pretty much my entire life, and I really want to see him like get some recognition. Like, I'm excited for that movie, The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then the Bigfoot.
Yeah, that
just
was
because
crazy.
it's him in
Yeah.
a lead role,
That was so
and I'm like,
crazy.
yes.
Yeah.
It's so odd.
It's so weird, and it's Sam Elliott in a lead role, and the trailer just treated it so seriously. I'm like, I want to see this movie. I want to see what this is about.
Yeah.
Like my friend's dad brought it up during breakfast, and he's all like, spending the night. He's all like, "Whoa, look at this movie! It's called The Man Who Killed Hitler and Then Bigfoot." I'm like, that's not a real movie. That's something from The Onion.
It's a crazy title, though. It's
like
a
that-
really crazy title.
Yeah.
Hannah, who do you think should win in this category?
Oh, geez, I haven't seen any of these movies.
You haven't seen Green Book
No,
or A Star Is Born even?
no, because I'm a bad person.
I thought you were supporting Lord of the Rings cast members and watching Green Book.
Look, buddy, life
Throwing
happens.
it down. I know.
Life happens.
Life happens. You've got to go to New Zealand.
I
You're
have
picking
a
up.
copy of Green Book, and I still haven't watched it. So
Okay, we're going to loan it to
Yikes.
Hannah before she leaves the country, okay? So you can watch Green Book before you go, all right? I think this is a really interesting. Two actresses from The Favorite are in Best Supporting Actress. We've got Emma Stone against Rachel Weisz in The Favorite. And that was set in the time of Queen Anne. It's an amazing costume comedy, not a costume drama, but it's a costume comedy. Then we have Regina King in a powerful performance, If Beale Street Could Talk. And then Marina de Tavira from Roma, also one of the actresses from Roma. And then Amy Adams, nominated like for her 6th Oscar for Vice.
yeah.
Yes. Okay. I know who I want to
And
win.
Again, I haven't seen any of these movies.
All right. I loved Emma Stone in The Favorite. She was
I
really funny.
want to see The Favorite. It
Yeah,
looks
I
like
do
so
too.
up my alley.
It's so
I'm not
good.
quite sure what
so
it's
good.
about, but I keep on seeing previews on Instagram, and they look pretty funny.
If you have a taste for Wes Anderson's type of humor, you're going to love The Favorite.
You know, like there were so many
Yeah.
movies like I should have gone to see, and this weekend I went to see Glass.
Oh, yes.
How was that?
I saw
liked
Glass.
it. I really liked it.
I keep on
Okay.
hearing bad things about that.
I
Well-
know, and I can understand why people wouldn't like it, but I liked it. And I don't feel any shame in that. Like it was an interesting movie. I think it kind of fell apart in the end, but I liked it. I thought it was very interesting. It was a very interesting meditation on superheroes.
Yeah, it was good
And-
until it wasn't.
And just like Split, just like with Split,
Yikes.
James McAvoy's performance is worth the price of admission alone.
Fair enough. I'll also support you on that. Yeah. I'm a big fan of the Unbreakable universe. I was very, very happy to see Mr. Dunn in his raincoat and
Yeah.
to see his son all grown up and
Yeah.
delivering a really, really great performance.
He was great. Yeah.
He was so good, and then suddenly you unlock the mind of this character. His name's Elijah Glass. And oh my gosh, you haven't seen it yet, Hannah. But I tell you what, it's good until it isn't. As someone said on Twitter very appropriately, if only he had stuck the landing.
Pretty much.
Like the low budget ending, the conclusion of the third act was like.
I was totally on board with it. Like I thought like it was going in some really interesting directions. I thought it brought up some really interesting plot threads. Yeah. And then the twist pretty much negated all of that.
It's like, well, these are the most interesting characters that Shyamalan Ding Dong has made up in the past 20 years.
Oh, I agree. Like
these are the most interesting characters he's had at his disposal.
Like Kevin Wendell Crumb, the Horde, is amazing. Such a great character.
I wish that he had not ended the third act the way that he did. No spoilers. No spoilers. Hashtag. I mean, we're good nerds here. We're not going to spoil it for you. But
no, but I would recommend checking it out.
I would recommend seeing it.
I think it is absolutely worth seeing, and it's worth watching the whole trilogy.
Yes, it is.
They're all good movies.
Yes. Split was really enjoyable. Really enjoyable.
And okay, I have a little bit of a bias because M. Night Shyamalan is a hometown boy for me because we're both from Philadelphia.
Yeah, the city of brotherly love.
And I mean, there was a time where I was like, you know what? I can't defend him anymore. Like when Last Airbender came out.
Whoa, no, don't mention it. That movie is persona non grata.
Yeah.
We don't talk about that. No, if you're going to talk about Legend of Korra or The Last Airbender, we're going to talk about the real show.
Oh,
the
God,
real
yes.
show, because that's the best thing ever. And Netflix has given it to us.
Excellent.
You know what? I want to say,
Finally,
I say a small
I can watch
thank
the last season of Legend of Korra, which I still haven't watched.
Oh, so good.
I know. I need to. I still have not watched the last season of Korra, and it kills me.
A lot of people talk about how difficult the engine of Netflix is making it in the business to get shows made. According to the old business model, it's not working the same. But to see Netflix give us a revisit of a series of unfortunate events, to have Netflix give us an excellent Voltron, and She-Ra,
and I haven't
hiring
watched
our
Voltron
good
or
friend,
She-Ra yet, but I did just finish Series of Unfortunate Events, and I thought it was wonderful.
And now the Dark Crystal is being resurrected from Henson Studios. Yes. So Netflix seems to be doing everything right, especially with them
For
getting
the most part. I mean, there is
Oscar
Fuller
nominations
House.
this morning. No. I mean, no.
I mean, they're not doing everything right.
No,
we're not going to talk about that.
I was trying to build up to that Golden Goose, which was all the nominations they got this morning.
Oh, yeah,
We're not going to talk about Fuller House. Please, don't do that to me.
No.
Okay.
No, you're right.
Not going to talk about that.
We're still convinced the Olsen twins are switching back and forth very, very quickly. They're not the same person. They're the same person. Like I'm stealing John Oliver's joke. I'm sorry. But anyway, all right. Netflix, thank you for bringing back all these nerd properties in such a great way. Thank you for Stranger Things. Thank you for hiring Alfonso Cuarón to do Roma, because that's a movie and a half.
Thanks for giving us Outlaw King, which nobody's talking about, even though that was
Chris
a great
Pine.
movie.
To watch that.
Chris Pine
It was
in
so good.
Outlaw King.
It was really good. And Castlevania
I need to watch
too.
Outlaw King. Right now, I'm slowly binging through the latest season of Grace and Frankie.
Yes, that's fun. That's fun. It makes you feel old, but it's a fun show.
I absolutely adore that show.
Let me
Nor
say
am
one
I,
thing.
but I love it.
Let me say one last thing about Bandersnatch.
Okay. Oh,
I can talk an entire episode on Bandersnatch.
We'll have to do that next week.
Let's go.
Next week we'll do a full 90-minute
Okay,
episode.
Hannah, you're not leaving.
Oh,
You have to come back next week so we can talk Bandersnatch.
I'll be gone.
Did you pick Posties? Or which cereal did you pick first?
Frosties. What's wrong with
always
you?
Frosties. Okay. I just want to say something. When we're kids at that age, are we not Ready Player One, where they're offering us stuff like this? And I read those original Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Oh, yeah.
I thrived on them as a kid.
I had so many of them, and I was that jerk who would always find
so
the good ending and just trace my way back.
And now the technology is here. Ooh.
Oh, no.
Those are so good. All right. There's a series of app developers who've been very successful tapping into, on the iPhone market, YA novels that are driven just like the story engine of Choose Your Own Adventure. But they're driven on an iPhone platform. And now Black Mirror and the producers managed to figure out how to get your, Fire Stick or your Roku to go and find the branching pieces of narrative that way. It doesn't work on Fire Stick?
No, it doesn't work on Fire. Like
what this is
now? It does now.
Combine the recent announcements.
When I tried it, it wasn't working. I had to watch it on my web browser.
It'll work on.
I have an older generation Fire Stick, so that might be why.
It will work on all new gen stuff.
Okay.
But the ultimate thing, there's a point I'm trying to get to. with the announcement of Magic Leap, the people you're going to be working with in New Zealand at Weta, with the advancement of this new VR stuff, and Bandersnatch, proving that it can be done, you guys are going to watch all of the ways that we consume entertainment wildly changing from this point forward.
I'm excited
Trust
to see
me on
how
this.
this goes.
Trust me on
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. It's
No,
happening
wait.
right in front
Let's
of us
just
now.
imagine.
And I'm down for it.
Let's just imagine.
VR. Lord of the Rings redone in VR. What are you imagining?
What I'm saying is imagine Netflix or Amazon, well, most likely Amazon, Amazon creating a whole entire separate story where you are an MC being trained by the Rangers, and then you have to choose. It's like a choose your own adventure, and then you meet Aragorn or some other characters as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Think about it.
I'm down for that.
All
I'm
right.
so
That'd be
down for
cool.
that. You guys?
I'm cool with that.
That'd be cool.
Like, I think
It would be super cool, actually.
Yeah.
I think that's brilliant. I'm down for that. And it's going to
Oh,
happen.
wait.
They're proving it. Bandersnatch is the testing ground. Magic Leap has gotten so much attention this year with launching what is in competition with other VR. What's across the street? There's a VR room literally across the street from us here at Scum and Villainy where you can go in and do the escape room, but it's all VR stuff. It's really cool. I'm telling you, Justin,
Yes.
put on your futurist hat for a
That's
moment.
the only hat I wear.
The only hat you wear.
And it's not on my
Yeah,
head.
think like an Aquarius. Think like an Aquarius. Think for the future. What do you think is going to happen?
The future, the only future that I'm concerned about right now is our co-host Hannah working on Lord of the Rings. And the fact that she's been hosting with you for over 2 years,
Yep.
and now
Yeah.
we're losing our favorite co-host to Weta.
Your
I know.
favorite?
Come on. Don't make me cry,
Your
dude.
favorite?
So, and she
Aw.
gets to work on Lord of the Rings on a deeper level from the inception, from the beginning, help inform the decisions coming from the fandom.
Wow.
You're
yes.
going to work for Weta.
Yes, you
I
are.
am. Yes.
They're shooting Avatar, my other favorite movies.
Yes.
They just got nominated for Thanos.
Yes.
And now they're going to do Lord of the Rings, and now you're going to go work for them.
But it's
Oh.
not confirmed.
I'm going to miss you.
I'm gonna miss you too.
Ditto.
Don't make me cry, please.
Ditto.
There are many
You're the
people.
one leaving.
You're
we should
many
be
people
crying.
here.
we should save the tears for Sunday.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
Like, I
Thank
mean,
you,
don't
Justin.
Please
No,
don't make
well,
me cry
okay.
because it's gonna be
No,
bad.
I
I
have
am
to
going to
say-
say one thing just so we get it on the
I'll let
live
you go
stream,
first.
which is it has been an absolute joy seeing you when you joined us as just like a little kid, and you've
yeah.
blossomed into this amazing co-host for Torn Live, and seeing you like grow in this fandom and seeing you like expand out and become more the person that you are, and it's been wonderful to see that happen.
You're gonna make me cry right now.
I'm sorry.
You were a fan
Ah.
of autographs, and now you're working for Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
I would be remiss if I did not also say, Hannah, you know, a little bit of acknowledgement goes a long way, so I'm not going to overdo it. But
Okay.
your contribution to the OneRing.net and our little corner of fandom here, which is actually one of the biggest corners of all fandoms, Lord of the Rings fans, thank you, and our community thanks you, and we look forward to how you get the chance to express some of your capacity and discover some of your inner resources and your talent that you haven't yet been able to touch down with, all these new things you'll be exploring. Especially cool if the project goes and, you know, they're going to be working with Amazon Studios and you get to be there in the midst of all the creative fire that's happening. That's going to be like in all of it. You're in the mix.
I know.
You're in the mix. It's all good. It's so good. It's so good. Well done, by the way. And I'll miss you.
Thank you.
Thanks for co-hosting with me, Hannah. A round of applause, everyone, for Hannah Greenwood.
Don't make me emotional, please.
Hannah Greenwood the Great.
Well,
Y'all
to-
are making me cry.
Before- It
To
was
be fair,
Mirkwood, it
Hannah,
was
you're
Greenwood.
not actually leaving this community.
Well, no, I'm not leaving, but
No.
I'll be just.
We, like you'll just be all NDA'd and not able to speak to us.
Well, I mean, I'll be able to speak to you, but not about
Just
the
not
stuff you
about
wanted
certain
to-
projects,
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is really the only reason we'd want to talk to you. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna be waiting for you to drop the breadcrumbs on our anonymous email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna need the secret spy reports.
The secret sauce.
Well, that's our claim to fame. The OneRing.net became famous in the late 90s because Peter Jackson was filming this thing called Lord of the Rings, and we didn't know who he was beyond zombie splatter movies. We were terrified of the zombie movie maker taking on Lord of the Rings.
Honestly,
so getting leaks was a big part of it.
The only movie I knew from Peter Jackson was The Frighteners.
I love The Frighteners.
Which I think was a great movie, but I was like, really? That guy's going to do Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I know, it's crazy pants. So yeah, Spy Master. If anybody out there in the World Wide Web hears anything about what Amazon Studios is doing with this new Tolkien property, spymaster at theonering.net. Just saying. Okay, and we're going to say goodnight, Hannah, for now.
Yes. For now.
Do you have anything to say to the folks at home?
It has been a crazy journey. I've been with the One Ring since December 2013 when I was 13.
Oh my gosh.
I had a camera pushed in my face when I was crying by Justin over here. And it went on from there. Yeah, thank you. You guys are more like family rather than friends to me, so try not to get emotional right now because I told myself I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to play that game. But yeah, no, you guys are more like family rather than friends, which, I mean, you get what I'm trying to say. But I wouldn't be where I am now without y'all, so thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hashtag, you're welcome. Yay. Everybody, this is the OneRing.net signing off. Thank you, everybody. This has been Torn Tuesday, our weekly dose of J.R.R. Tolkien magic and mischief here at theonering.net. You can follow us on all platforms and Facebook and Instagram, The One Ring Net. And this will be archived on YouTube so we can cry over it later.
I'm crying over it now.
Over a pint. It comes in pints. Tony, does it come in pints? I'm getting me one. Everybody, this is Clifford Broadway, and this is Hannah Greenwood, the Great.
Greenwood.
There's Justin Sewell, and here's Josh Rubenstein, also from the staff of the OneRing.net. We're signing off. I'm online at QuickBeam2000. You're at
Cimmerillion28, and on Instagram as Baggins is here.
That's right. And archives of the Torn Book Club are at?
They're at Torn Book Club 1 on YouTube.
Delicious. Thank you, everybody. All the best to you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Buenas noches y buena suerte.
Adios.
All right. Very good. Thanks, guys. Woo. Woo. Thank you. We're going to have to Skype you in from now on. We're going to have to Skype you in. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for rolling through, Mr. Man.
I'll come out and hug you here in a second.
Ah, good gravy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, what did you see? I'm glad to see.
Put in 6 orders for delivery today. Let's see where you keep it the best.
We're almost. It's just me. That's just me. But I'm gonna end up overselling it. But that's what I really think. Yeah, that's my take. Yeah, it's so good.